we've been keeping a little bit of a secret. We've got some good news today that our mortgage application is good, it's all gone through. The ups and downs of buying a house really throw you through a loop. We're printing the contract! I think we're coming up to 4 months since we made our offer. Oh, I just fingers crossed that it happens today, so we're going to be put out of this torturous limbo. Today apparently is the day we're going to exchange. Oh my gosh! Yes. Oh my gosh. Ah! So we are moving house, and it's been a very long story, hasn't it?
Yeah. It all began
when
Maddie was a young girl.
So this may be a bit shocking for some of you. I don't know, maybe some of you have guessed it, but I've been hinting for a while that there's been other stuff going on and we've been, you know, waiting on something, and I want to explain like the whole process and what's been happening for the last like over 6 months, like half a year now. And probably the biggest question we'll get is why. I want to quickly explain why we're moving and the reason behind it.
None of your business.
So we came to a crossroads with our renovating, didn't we? Where we were like, we've done the upstairs, we've done lots of the big jobs we wanted to do, and what's left is the kitchen. And then the pandemic hit. And in the UK, there's a thing called stamp duty. So when you move house, you have to pay tax on moving. And they got rid of stamp duty for the pandemic to try and keep, I guess, people moving house and the property market afloat.
Yeah.
And it made us think, because we were about to spend money on our kitchen renovation. We got really excited about it, but we weren't making any decisions.
Yeah.
And we were like struggling, going around in circles, getting drawings done, adding up the costs.
Yeah, well, I think we'd already kind of thought about moving.
Yeah.
And then the stamp duty thing was kind of, I felt like that was like the final push.
You're right.
But yeah, we were looking at drawings and stuff.
It was tricky, but we did come to a nice idea, but we were just kind of thinking about the cost and the amount it would be, and it made us come to a crossroads where we were like, we could either spend the money on renovating the house, or we could move now. Now, we've mentioned this a few times, this was never intended to be our forever home. It was definitely a home that we thought we would live in for about 5 years, and the pandemic just meant that it just pushed it forwards for us. Also, our family have recently moved house. Both my parents and my sister and her husband are going to be building a house, and it's in a different location in Cornwall. And that, combined with the pandemic, combined with the kitchen renovations, all just pushed us to think, let's make this decision now. It's not how we planned it. But let's just have a look. Let's see what's out there just to get all of our options. We put a house on the market back in August.
Yes.
Once we'd made our decision. And it sold within 1 day. So that was pretty great. And our buyers were really happy and excited. And then we went and looked at houses, which we decided not to document because we just didn't want anything to fall through or the pressure of it all being online. We found a house within 1 week. We saw about 7 houses.
I can't remember.
I think it was about 7. None of them were quite right. When we saw our house that we're moving into, it was just perfect, wasn't it? And we knew.
Well, it was okay.
I knew. And it was one that I dismissed because I had like 3 priorities when moving. One was that we wouldn't be on a road, because we're currently on a road and that does bother me with our pets. Number 2 is that it has 2 living rooms, so we can have 2 separate living spaces. And number 3 was that it would be like a character property. And it didn't have 2 living rooms, so I just completely writ it off, didn't even think about looking at it. And then after about a week or so of looking at properties, my sister was like, why have you written this one off? This house is gorgeous, you need to go look at it. And I was like, yeah, you're right, let's go look at it. And then, you've forgotten about that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then we booked it in because we had a few other viewings that day, and I think it was the last viewing of the day. And the second that I pulled up, I thought, this is it, I know it's it. And we both felt the same. We saw another property that was lovely as well, but we made an offer, I think, the following day, and there's a few back and forth, and then we got the house. So it was really, really exciting. Now, there have been so many dramas between then and now, which I don't want to go into detail about, but it was really, really difficult for us. Getting the mortgage was difficult because of the pandemic. There were issues with our onward purchase, there were issues with our house. It's been something that's been delayed for so many reasons because of the pandemic, because of different situations. It's been horrible, and I know that sounds so dramatic.
2020 in general was kind of one thing after another.
There have been so many ups and downs, and it was, you know, touch and go many times, and we thought that we would lose the house. We thought that everything would fall through for many different reasons, but thankfully it didn't, and we finally ended up here. Hello everyone.
Hello.
It's been a hectic month, and we haven't actually picked the camera up to vlog any process so far, just because I didn't think of it. But we've got some good news today that our mortgage application is good, it's all gone through, and the valuation for the new house has been instructed. So we've had quite the month. It's been hell and back. Both of us have been an anxious mess, to say the least. We've had issues with our credit reports, which were none of our faults, and it's just been an absolute nightmare. So BT and EE basically had issues on both of our credit reports, mainly on Alex's, for tiny little things that were their fault. And I'm not going to go into detail, apart from saying never ever get an account with BT or EE, because if anything goes wrong, if they cause a problem. So the problem with Alex's credit report is it said that there was a default on a BT account. When we moved from Brighton to Cornwall, they continued charging us for 2 months after we'd moved out and instructed them that we'd cancelled. So we rang them up and we were like, why is this on Alex's credit report? And they were like, yeah, no, we have record that you cancelled in December. I'm not sure why you were charged in January and February. But there's not really anything we can do about it, because mortgage lenders are just being extremely strict right now. I think before COVID, if there was an issue like what we were having with our credit ratings, like there's really minute little problems with companies, they just excused it. But at the minute they're not, and it took a long time to get a mortgage lender who was happy. I don't want to moan any longer, because we have good news today. And
so lesson learned is to check your credit report, and not just Experian, check all the credit companies to see if there's any hidden problems.
We have perfect ratings on Experian, but the ones I didn't know about were Equifax. So go on to Equifax and look at your credit rating in detail, your credit report, and also TransUnion, which is like TransUnion and Credit Karma. So look at all of those, check your credit reports, because you do not want any issue you've had with a company in the past to bite you in the arse like it has us. But enough of that. Good news. I feel like I wanted to be totally honest, because I wanted to share the difficulties, because buying a new house and selling a house is difficult, and it doesn't always come easily. So I wanted to have a bit of realness there.
That's only the first step.
It
in
is
a sense. So we think this is a relief, but
there's a lot to go yet, because we've got to, you know, our buyers have got their survey to do, we've got our survey to do, and nothing is official in the UK or England. I think Scotland's different. Nothing is official in England until you exchange contracts. Nothing is legally binding, so people can pull out. So yeah, we're gonna, fingers crossed, keep you updated. But today we had good news. Our mortgage application's great. We've got our mortgage and we've got our valuation booked, so fingers crossed. What are you printing there, buddy?
Paper!
Answer me properly.
Documents!
How long will it take Alex to answer? We're printing the contract! Here it comes. Come on, come on, come on. You'd think after decades of printers being around that they would, like, the technology would have improved. They're still as horrible as ever.
What's the deal with printers?
I've just got back. Alex is walking Roxy, but we've just posted our signed contract stuff to our solicitors. So it's ready basically as soon as we want to exchange, or as soon as everyone's ready to exchange. So they've got that on file, and it's really surreal that this is actually happening, and it's been months of like nothing happening, and then suddenly this week there's just like so much stuff back and forth, and I'm so happy. I'm so excited, and as if this is actually gonna happen. 2 weeks time, baby. Today is the 10th of December. So at this point, I think we're coming up to 4 months since we made our offer. August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, it's about 4 months, well, 3.5, 4 months, which feels like an eternity. I know in the world of buying houses, that's very normal, but there's been so much drama with this house purchase, like there is with so many, that it just feels like an eternity. And also I think because of the change of seasons, because it's gone from summer to like Christmas, it feels like such a long time. There has been some drama, more drama, this past week. We found out from our vendors who we're buying a house from that they had a bit of a delay because they're selling a flat in London and they're purchasing another property, which given we actually didn't know about. So that's delayed things, and we're no longer going to be completing and moving before Christmas. This was a bit of a shock to me, and it made me cry and made me very sad. But at the end of the day, it's just one of those things, and I think I'd been pushing and pushing, and Alex and I have been pushing to try and get this all rounded up before Christmas, but because of everything going on, because of COVID, everything just doesn't happen at the same speed. It was probably inevitable, and I was just being very positive minded and hopeful that we would move before Christmas, because that was kind of always the plan. We were planning actually to move in November, but you know, these things happen and everyone has things going on in their lives. I think our vendors have like a 6-month-old baby, and they're moving because they're commuting at the minute to work and they're relocating. So I think that's made things a lot more difficult for them. So I have to put myself in their shoes and understand that there's always things going on in each, you know, family that means things get delayed. So at the minute, we're just sort of waiting, and we're in a bit of a like limbo. So it's Thursday today, and we might be exchanging on Monday. We just need to get hold of our vendors and ask them if that works for them, and try and get a completion date secured for January, and then we can finally have our names on the purchase of our new house and have it be, you know, legally binding, and then we can move in the new year. And yeah, so there's the update, and hopefully the next clip will be us exchanging and cheersing with a glass of champagne because it's finally over and we can just start preparing to move in January. I had to change so much. We'd booked our removals, we bought furniture, we'd organised our internet, we planned Christmas with our family because of COVID. It's complicated at Christmas time. We had planned everything to be in the house at Christmas, so it's been a bit of a curveball, but we've managed to rearrange it all. It's fine. We were just being overzealous, I think, but yeah, I'm happy. As you can see, if I'd vlogged last week, a week ago, I would have been an absolute mess because the ups and downs of buying a house really throw you through a loop. But hopefully next clip we're exchanging. Good morning, everyone. So it's been a very long time since I've actually vlogged anything to do with this subject. It's been months. This is the 15th of February. I think the last time we filmed a clip was last year, maybe in November. It's been an absolute whirlwind, but today apparently is the day we're going to exchange. It might not happen today, it might happen tomorrow. We're just waiting to hear from our solicitor and our estate agent whether it's happening today or not. But yeah, we are sick with worry because it's been 6 months at this point, so I really hope for our own sake and our tummies that it happens today, because I don't think I can wait another day. No, we can, but yeah.
We can, and we're probably going to have
probably, but yeah, we'll obviously let you know when we get the call. It is the next day. We haven't exchanged contracts yet. We did predict that would happen yesterday, just because the whole experience has been very delayed and we have constantly had hiccups. Like, I'm talking constantly, and I think the stuff we share in this video is not even, I can't even begin to tell you because it's just too much. We're used to it by now, so we're just used to things always not happening as they say they will. So when we're given a date to exchange, we're like, okay, great, but you've said that before. I just fingers crossed that it happens today, so we're going to be put out of this torturous limbo. Fingers crossed. So as you can see, it's dark outside. I don't have a glass of fizzy in my hand, and I'm not smiling, so it didn't happen today, and I'm very disappointed and sad, and Alex is very disappointed and sad that we have to spend another night anxiously waiting and being worried about this. Hopefully in the morning we'll see some action. It's just, I can't get work done. Like the last 2 days I've been sitting at my laptop trying my hardest to do work, and I just can't, and it's really disruptive, and emotionally I'm just too sensitive for this shit. So I just, oh my gosh, Roxy, help me. If it wasn't for this one, I'd just be going insane. She like distracts me with her fluff and her cuteness. But yeah, we'll have to catch you up tomorrow, which, you know, it absolutely has to be tomorrow, otherwise I will pass out and die.
We've just exchanged.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
I pressed your number instead of the buyer's solicitor. So we have exchanged on your sale.
Okay, great.
And your purchase for completion on the 26th of February.
Okay, amazing. Thank you.
Hallelujah.
Finally, yeah.
One of the longest ones I've had for a very long time.
Yes, yeah. It's been a long time. Yes.
So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So just, you can relax now, alright?
Yeah.
And we'll just get everything sorted, ready for next week. Or when is it? Yeah, next Friday.
Next Friday, yeah. Let us know if you need anything from us. Ah!
Can you get off? I need to work.
Oh my god, I'm not going to go.
I need to go back to work.
Woo!
Oh, the stuffer.
It's the next day, and I can finally show you what's been going on in here. Look at all the boxes. It's piled high all over there, just to not distract the rest of the house. But I stopped filming as soon as we got the phone call because we just wanted to celebrate. I had my first drink of the year. We opened a bottle of Camel Valley and celebrated, and we're so happy that we finally exchanged, and our moving date is the 26th of February, which is actually, I think, the day that you'll be viewing this video. So as you're watching this, we'll be moving. And so go follow my Instagram, madeleineolivia, and also go and follow our Cornish cottage, because I obviously have that account for this house, but I haven't been posting on there for the last like 6 months to a year, because you probably noticed we've not been renovating. I've not really been talking about the house that much apart from the tour I did, and I wanted to do that tour as a kind of roundup of all the renovations we did here. And now it's going to be used a lot more to share our new home. And if you want to see everything that's going on and all the behind the scenes, then make sure you're following that account, because it will be all happening on there, and I'll be posting so much more than I did before. But we're just over the moon. I feel like a new person today. The sun is like shining, and yeah, wow, so excited, and I can actually start packing. Yay! We're so excited, and you know, it just shows that when you make plans that it would have to go the way you expect them to, and we're so grateful to have lived in this house for the 2 years we lived here, 2.5 years, and not 2.5, 2 years and 2 months. But yeah, we absolutely love this house, but it's just time to move on, and our next home is our forever home as far as I'm concerned. I can't see myself moving out there, but also you don't know the future, but no. It is literally my dream home. I could not imagine anything better, and I am so excited, and I just cannot wait for you to see it. So stay tuned and subscribe, because there are going to be so many moving vlogs and renovation videos. There's so much renovating to do in the new house. Yeah. And I can't wait. It's gorgeous as it is, but there's years of renovating, which we're looking forward to. I'm so excited.
I'm squished on the end of this bed.
So you need to get up. We need to get up and unpack.
And I can't. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Roxy's excited. We're all excited, aren't we? Yay! Anyway, we'll see you in the next video. Make sure you're subscribed, and oh my gosh, we're moving!